Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Glad to have you along. Your stream on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com's Facebook and WTIM TV YouTube, brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. You can find those streams online on the TaylorvilleDailyNews.com Facebook or on YouTube at WTIM TV. I have Executive Director of Kemmerer Village in Assumption, Shalis Nagel. Thank you so much for being here, Shalis.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so a little bit of background. What is Kemmerer Village for those who may not be familiar?
So Kemmerer Village is a children's agency in Assumption, Illinois. We've been in operation as a children's agency since 1914. We have on-campus residential treatment. We also serve 173 kids in local communities through foster care. We have a writing program on campus with our arena called Horses and Heroes, in which we serve local kids. And we also have a camp down in Makanda, Illinois, in Southern Illinois, Camp Kemmerer.
Well, I know it's starting to get into fall, so is Camp Crew still open?
Camp Crew is still open for rentals. If you go to the campcrew.org website and click on event planners, there's some information there about rental opportunities. It also has a phone number that you can call, so we can rent to groups or just families. We have more rustic camping, tent camping, or kind of dorm style for bigger groups, or we have two really nice, pretty newly built cabins that have bunk spaces, bathrooms, and a meeting place and a little kitchenette. We also have a large meeting place called Calvin Hall, which is sort of your typical summer camp big hall, and it's just located on Little Grassy Lake. It's just beautiful down there in the fall.
So to be clear here, Kemmerer Village uses Camp Carew for a lot of their summer camp activities, but you're also utilizing it for anyone to use on a rental basis.
Absolutely. Anybody could rent out the campgrounds, either, again, for a group or just a family. Again, it's on beautiful lake. It's also very close to the national park for hiking and camping out there.
Okay. That sounds like a lot of fun. And so when will you stop taking reservations for Camp Carew?
Well, really later November, depending on the weather.
Okay.
It certainly, some people do winter camping, but it is a rustic environment. It is in the woods, so you have to consider that. But
right.
Late November.
But then you'll start taking reservations again for next year, I would imagine, at some point.
Absolutely. In the spring, again, really as soon as the weather breaks and people are interested in being out in the outdoors and just enjoying the beautiful setting, our camping season starts the beginning of June. So that's really just the cutoff in the spring. But prior to that, say late March, April, May, again, open for rentals down at Camp Carew.
I would imagine you would go to kemmerervillage.org to make a reservation.
You can. There's a link to our camp at kemmerervillage.org.
All right. Anything else that you want to add about Camp Carew before we move on?
I think that summarizes it.
Okay.
Just please visit the website. The pictures are beautiful. Our camp director also has a lot of background in photography, so we're blessed that he can provide such wonderful pictures.
Well, I know you had a pretty busy summer. Speaking of Camp Carew, you also had a lot of other stuff going on as part of Kemmerer Village. How'd it go here for you, Shalis?
It went really well. We've had good success with hiring. We're working towards opening a third residential cottage. We are still hiring, so if you visit our website for hiring, that's still present. We are we've been growing our foster care department with hiring, a lot of success there. Additionally, we had a back-to-school carnival that we put on for our residential and our foster care kids, and I personally got in the dunk tank. That was my first experience in a dunk tank. The kids really enjoyed that, and it was really a lot of fun.
I have to admit, I don't think I've ever been in a dunk tank. Was that your first time, or have you done it before?
I have not done it before. I love to swim, so that's kind of how they pegged me to be in it. And it was really fun. Even though you knew you were going to go down in the dunk tank, it was still shocking each time it happened. We also use that opportunity to give back to school backpack supplies to some of our foster care clients.
How many times did they get you in the water?
Oh, I can't even count.
Lost count after say 3, 5?
Oh, I'd say 50, maybe.
Okay, so a lot more than that. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Well, and you mentioned that you're still looking for people to join Kemmerer Village to work there. KemmererVillage.org/employment, or if you go to KemmererVillage.org, you can click on the Join Our Team tab, if I have that right.
Yes,
All
you
right.
do.
And lots of different stuff here that you can apply for. Top 2 or 3 are community services case aide, community services caseworker, community services supervisor. Is there any special qualifications for these here, Shalis?
For the case aid, really just either GED or having graduated from high school and to be 21. We do run background checks as part of being a state licensed agency.
Okay.
To be a community services caseworker, that requires a bachelor's degree. To be a community services supervisor, it requires a master's degree and 2 years experience in a related field with kids usually.
What about these other jobs, including a cook or housekeeping aide? I'd imagine you have to be a pretty good cook. Residential therapist, and then a residential treatment tech. Tell me about those if there's any special requirements.
So residential treatment tech is similar to the foster care case aide in that you either have to have a GED or have graduated from high school and to be 21. For the residential therapist, that requires a master's degree. In our home services department, you have to be 18. A lot of our home services folks do complete the food service certification, but it's not required.
And so if any of these are interesting to folks at home, how can they go and apply?
They can go on our website, they'll click a link, and it'll take them right to an application. It'll then flow through to our Director of Human Resources, Brian Trauber, and we will be in touch.
Well, and you said that you made some pretty good progress, too, in that hiring department. I know that's something that you and me talked a lot about last time. Anybody that you'd like to welcome, or any key additions that you're excited about?
Gosh, I wish I had brought a list. We had a lot of success in late July, early August, so almost too many to name.
Okay.
I will say later this summer and in August, we did have 3 interns from the UIS program start. This is a new link for us, and we're thrilled with them. And these 3 young women are in a master's program up at UIS, and they're work with us at least 20 hours a week. And I'd really like to give a shout out to Haley Wald. She's a new intern and she has just jumped right in. The other 2 are also great, but Haley's jumped in and done a lot of hiring booths with us. And she came out to Chili Fest with us both days.
How did Chili Fest go for you?
It went really well. We were really pleased. We had a booth with information. We gave away 2 baskets, which we usually do at our community events, that had t-shirts and a free writing hour in our writing arena, and also half price at summer camp. We sold a lot of cookbooks. We actually ran out and had to restock Sunday morning pretty early. So it was a really great experience. We look forward to being there next year.
I'd imagine you had a pretty fun summer when it comes to your equine therapy. Not fun, maybe fun is not the right term for it, but you had a successful summer overall with your equine therapy and your other horse riding programs too. How'd it go?
It did. It went really well. We were really pleased now that COVID has settled down a little bit. We restarted in full the Horses and Heroes program. That's a program through which local kids, any form of disability, which is often an IEP, or even if your physician just says you'd benefit from equine therapy, we'd love to welcome you into that program. So those kids ride on Tuesday evenings. And then we have local volunteers and also some Kemmerer Village clients serve as sidewalkers. That's where they literally walk alongside the horse. But it's a great opportunity, builds a lot of core strength, confidence, and just a great connection to the animals.
Anything else that you wanted to address over the last few months that has happened or occurred for Kemmerer Village that you are excited about or just want to reflect on?
Well, we had a great golf tournament. It was our 29th annual golf tournament down at Oak Terrace. So next year will be our 30th. We're pretty proud of that. We had some great local sponsors. We had 128 golfers, great lunch from Angelo's, and it was a really good time. Amazing weather, not too hot, but definitely sunny. So I think everyone had a really good time.
And of course, Kemmerer Village is a nonprofit, so I'd imagine that golf outing, is really one of the things that really help you continue your mission overall for Kemmerer Village.
Absolutely. It's a great fundraiser for us. It raises awareness. And absolutely, as a not for profit, we do rely on donations to sustain our mission.
If anyone wants to donate, how can they do so, Chalice?
They can look at our website, and there's a link there to donate.
That's KemmererVillage.org. That's Kemmerer Village Executive Director Chalice Nagel here on the WTIM Morning Show. More from her after this short break right here on WTIM, your information station.
WTIM. Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. I'm here with Executive Director of Kemmerer Village and Assumption, Chalice Nagel. Great to have you here, Chalice.
Thanks for having me.
So it is, believe it or not, only 81 days until Christmas, which is going to be here a lot sooner than I think a lot of people think. It's really only 2 holidays away. If you think about it, you got Halloween and then you've got Thanksgiving. So I know right now you are paying a lot of attention to how keeping the students or kids that you serve, making sure they have a Christmas too. And so tell me a little bit about your efforts over at Kemmerer Village, if you would, Chalice.
Well, I very much appreciate getting to talk about this. I think it is hard sometimes to talk about Christmas in October, but at Kemmerer Village, we will provide Christmas presents to at least 200 kids. So that's a lot of organizing and sorting and that sort of thing.
Well, I know it is October, but how is it looking so far?
Well, we have already had some people reach out interested in how they can sponsor kids. We do provide kids' names with wish lists. We provide wish lists that include, age, gender, favorite colors, favorite sports teams, favorite activities, so people can then shop from those lists.
I see. So instead of, say, dropping off a toy at Kemmerer Village in Assumption, you would sign up, and then Kemmerer Village could assign a certain child, and then the person could go and shop for that child.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you can then bring those presents out to Kemmerer Village. We can meet you and pick them up. I live here locally in Taylorville, so I can always meet people to pick up those presents. We also have opportunities. You can just donate games. We use a lot of board games, both therapeutically and just recreationally for the kids who live on campus. Or you could, sponsor a Christmas activity that we have on campus.
What kind of Christmas activities will you have on campus?
We always have at least a couple hot chocolate bars with fancy toppings and sugary things kids can put in their hot chocolate. We have Christmas decoration activities where we have a big tree. So we usually have kids make at least 2 ornaments, one to leave their mark with Kemmerer Village, and then one to take with them. They go see Christmas lights and just whatever other local activities we can involve them in.
Sounds like a lot of fun. What kind of items, obviously it depends on the kid, but what kind of items are we looking for here to help kids have a good Christmas?
Well, we always try to make sure kids get like a pair of gloves, a nice cozy hat. Sometimes we have some really crafty people make hats individually for all of the kids. So that would be like 200 knit caps. That's super great. Sweatpants, slippers, pajama bottoms. Sports balls are always really popular. A nice basketball, a nice football, those sorts of things. And then again, we also hand out specific wish list items for kids. We had a young man last year who really wanted a welding helmet, and we were able to obtain that for him, and he's now in a welding program. So that was a really special Christmas gift.
That sounds like a very rewarding part of the job too, and a big reason why you do what you do overall, especially when it comes to Christmas programs like this.
It absolutely is a really nice part of it for kids to say, I'd really like to have this. My life circumstances haven't led me to a place where I can ask somebody for something like a welding helmet, which is pretty expensive. And then to be able to fulfill that and help that kid along on their future path is extremely rewarding.
And that's the overall goal of Kemmerer Village and Assumption outside of Christmas, just leading them onto that path.
Absolutely. Serving kids to help them through periods of turmoil and trauma, to help them to the other side where they can be a productive member of society, for the younger kids to be able to live in a safe and, warm and inviting home. That really is what we do.
Now, obviously, there's no pressure to sponsor more than one child, but is there a limit to how many you can sponsor? Can you say do 3, 4?
We do not have a limit.
Okay.
2 or 3 are usually what people like to do. If somebody is interested in just sponsoring Camp Crew scholarships, that's another opportunity we're offering this year. We had 19 Kemmerer Village kids attend Camp Crew, and while Camp Crew is part of Kemmerer Village, obviously there are costs when a kid goes to camp. So you can sponsor Camp Crew scholarships, and that would be about $300 a child. Or if you'd like to just sponsor a partial scholarship for Camp Crew for one of the Kemmerer Village clients next summer, we would love to have that.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, so if you don't know the information, it's all right. But do you have a number of scholarships for Camp Carew that you received last year?
I don't have that off the top of my head, although we're able to fund the Kemmerer Village clients going to camp. We also offer scholarships for other local kids, usually down more in Southern Illinois, but also Central Illinois, who attend camp.
Chalice, I really thank you for coming around and talking about Kemmerer Village and all the things you're doing. If anyone wants to donate or sponsor a child, where can they go?
They can go to our Facebook page. We'll have a link there, but also our website has links there to donate and join our mission.
All right. Anything else that you'd like to address before you head back to your rest of your day here?
Just that I think Kemmerer Village is a really amazing part of this local community, and we're happy to be of service. We welcome tours and volunteers. We want people to find out what we do and join our mission.
And also, if you're looking for a job, kemmerervillage.org/employment, or just go to kemmerervillage.org. Click join our team. There's a few different postings there. Chalice, thank you so much for coming on. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I definitely enjoy it.
Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. You can find those streams online on the TaylorvilleDailyNews.com Facebook or on YouTube when you search WTIM TV. More of the WTIM morning show on the way in just a moment, right here on WTIM, your information station, and online at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.